Hey everyone, this is Faith. I would like to state something. If you are spiritually inept, running around claiming that you are spiritually mature is actually not a great thing to do on your part. If you're spiritually inept, just state that you don't know much about spirituality instead of showing me how spiritually inept you are by stealing some letters from Chanel and trying to interpret them and then interpreting them in all the wrong ways without ever even asking Jesus what the letters might mean. If you are spiritually inept and you cannot even be bothered to ask Jesus about anything because you have a difficult time connecting with Jesus in the first place, then do not run around claiming spiritual maturity, because trust me, being spiritually inept is not equivalent to being spiritually mature, as you claim. I am looking at you, Making Space. You kept saying that you were the spiritually mature one in this, but you keep revealing with your own actions how spiritually inept you actually are. Don't brag about spiritual maturity you don't have. Not even I do that. And I'm still better at this than you, it seems. If you choose to comment under this video, please don't comment about how much more spiritually mature you perceive yourself to be. You tried to tell Chanel that listening to God over man is equivalent to listening to men, and you wondered why she did not believe that. You also wondered why I didn't believe that nonsense either. But nonsense is nonsense, no matter how you try to paint it. Just because you want to paint being spiritually clumsy and unable to connect with Jesus as being more spiritually mature than everybody else does not make it so. It really doesn't. You have no true ground to stand on with that. Not scripturally, not in reality. You have no grounds to stand on. Anyway, it is not the job of the spiritually inept to try to interpret spiritual letters. I will state that much. And Harbinger, you're just as bad. Why is it that the least spiritual people end up playing Christian leaders? Meanwhile, the most spiritual people who actually connect with Jesus get kicked into the dirt by all their brethren. I do not understand why this is, but I think we need to at least try to place a stop to it in this community. Why? Because the book is not all that there is, and we cannot rely on a book to tell us every last detail. Actually connecting with Jesus and asking him things is very important. I don't care if Washington Jackson thinks that that's equivalent to being a false prophet. He's wrong. He's a liar. We can't just let the least spiritual people lead everybody else around while kicking anybody who actually connects with Christ into the dirt. That's not going to work. It's such a frustration here. Our leaders need to be more spiritual than this. They need to be able to connect with God. If our leaders cannot connect with God, we have a problem. And if our leaders actively discourage connecting with Jesus, we have even more of a problem. Again, I state, the spiritually inept should not be leading a community that is like this. If we are seeing the Bible change, we need actual leaders who are going to encourage connecting with Jesus and won't get in the way, instead of people who insist that connecting with Jesus is apparently this bad thing, and if you do it, you've done something wrong. Scripture says, walk in spirit, not in the flesh. We actually need leaders who will acknowledge that we shouldn't be staring at the flesh all the time and insisting only the flesh can be right and the spiritual must not be even a factor. Our current leaders insist upon the flesh, and that is a problem. We need something else, because this isn't working. We need leaders who will encourage everybody to at least do their best to connect with God, instead of insisting that connecting with God is inherently wrong. And we need spiritual leaders to interpret the letters that were leaked. We do not need the spiritually inept ones who are the least likely to understand the letters to be the ones telling you how to interpret them. I will see everybody next time. Thank you for watching.